Hello enchanted ones, and welcome back. Today, join me as I show you my morning routine in spring, full of enchantment and wonder in letting my inner child ravish. So sit back, relax, and step into the enchanted woods with me. Before I begin my day, there is something underneath the surface that I want to share. Something that began with a simple thought and led me to write a letter of promise to myself when I was feeling down about the world and the way I treated my mornings. And I want to share this letter as it truly changed my life. Dear self, I want to get away from the stigma that everything I do must hold purpose in progressing. I just want to enjoy the little things that I have forgotten about over the years. When I was a child, hours would go past and I'd be lost in my own creativity and my creations, and I feel that's why I remember specific things about childhood so much more. We simply followed where our hearts led us, and whatever we did, whether it be dressing Barbies or making mud pies, it was for our own happiness in that present moment. When someone asks me, "What did you do this morning?" I want to answer, well, I ran under the trees and spoke with the birds, and I wrote a letter to my favourite tree. Because even though it's not a progression everyone sees or relates to, it's a progression in my happiness, in the way I want to see and feel the world. I want to feel completely free, and I want and need to make time for that. And this simple message I wrote to myself on my phone that one evening is exactly how this morning routine came to be. So, this morning, and 3 others a week, I take the time to be completely free. I've always wanted to be a morning person, but always needed a purpose to wake up. So I've been very slowly changing my sleep pattern to wake up at 9 a.m. Not too early and not too late. A compromise with my brain that has taken months to sort out. But I'm in love with what I've achieved. Even the simple mundane things like putting my washing at the top of the stairs so I'll remember to put it on. Filling up my water bottle. This has helped me so much with my energy I cannot even begin to tell you. And by putting all the dishes away whilst the kettle boils, a simple task but makes me feel I've accomplished something in the shortest time. When it's a sunny day, whatever the season, it's always so much easier for me to wake up, and I get so excited by the idea of going outside, saying good morning to the enchanted woods, hearing the birds, and I, much like my boy Charlie, am always eager to start my day outside on the grass beneath the grandmother oak tree. Here I enjoy my cup of tea, but also do some gentle stretches to wake up. I've learnt a lot from Yoga with Adrian over the winter months, and I'm now putting it to practice on my own accord outside. However, I must admit a lot of the time I end up being silly and just sprawl out everywhere, heavily involved with Charlie, but I wouldn't have it any other way. My next move always depends on the weather, but today, as it was such a glorious morning, I was called into the woods. And well, today I'm not your typical enchanted forest witch. Today I am an enchanted forest witch runner. Or at least that's what people think. I say I'm running, but really I mean frolicking, disguised as running. To passers-by, I am your average jogger, but inside I know the truth. I am frolicking to get the wind in my hair, the warm breeze glide past my cheeks, and to greet and check up on as many locations as possible within the woods. And at the moment, the spring leaves and green are popping up everywhere. I'm always quite spontaneous with my routes, so today I decided to go left and do a lap of Fir View Way, and to my surprise, a deer jumped out in front of me. On my way back, I got distracted in the next thing spring had to offer. Ferns. I love the way they unravel gracefully to greet the world, and today was the first time I witnessed them, and I was so thrilled to see them. So I continued my journey down to my favourite place, the Healing Trail. To get here, I go through the archway of holly and then run down the beautiful evergreen-led path. Seeing green sprouts highlighted in the sun and the little crystal I have left, it feels like I'm running in a movie set, perfectly set up by the coincidence of nature. Next, I ran down the path to greet the mossy den. And well, the moss here makes me want to bathe in it. I looked up and saw the firs swaying above, making me feel so insignificant. Next, I ran out, this time to one of the main paths. I don't like to run down these paths, so when the coast is clear, I make a run for it. And what lies on the other side is the Wraith, my most favourite yew tree. I always greet her and tell her my thoughts, and I often hear words of advice played back in my head, and it's just like a fairy tale come true. And I often wonder if people witness trees talking to them through their thoughts like I do. My next move was down the winding path next to the Wraith and past a few more quirky trees. And today I decided I would greet another old friend in a place I named the Wise Ones. Here lies something I found last year, a beautiful throne made from a fallen yew tree stump. So today I sat and pondered, and it was a lovely grounding moment. I then journeyed all the way back home through the same trail, but not before checking up on the Fairies' den. Each time I come here, more and more flowers and sprouts are appearing. I then crossed over to my little island and was so delighted to witness the first bluebell bud of the year. And on that uplifting note, it was time to venture back home. And by this time, I'm getting a little peckish. And well, every day for breakfast, I have the same thing, porridge. But each week or day, I experiment with the different toppings. Spring is so fun for foraging and researching with what is edible around us. And today I found a dandelion growing in my front garden. I love this mixed with mint and honey for a wonderful taste, but it's also good for digestion and great drunk in the morning or evenings before bed. And now it was time to get ready for my day. These days I always go for the same colours, green and black, my ultimate enchanted combination, and then get ready for the day, which usually takes about 5 minutes. When I go downstairs, I'm always wanting to either look up something, whether it be a particular animal or symbol I saw within the woods, or draw an oracle card. Today I drew an oracle card, and I just don't understand how it gives me the exact card I need every time. And this time it was childhood. This card spoke of inner innocence and purity that lives inside all of us. It said that sometimes life can be disappointing, and these times might make us cynical or sour, yet our purity still remains, but it's just masked by the hardships of life. To regain a connection with our inner child, it says to revisit and write down any nostalgic memories you have, to look for children for guidance, as they can teach us a lot about embracing the moment. Talking with your inner child located in your heart, talk to it and ask it how it's doing, and be open to hear its response back. And lastly, to envision your inner child running alongside you and imagine what they say or do to embrace every moment. And next, I did something that embraced just that. So this year I have started a journal, and it's not an everyday what I did journal. It's actually a journal that I log all my walks in the woods, and basically kind of like an Anne of Green Gables type book, where every time I visit the woods I log what I see, who I see, what is going on around me, if there's something that's drawn out to me. I just want to look back and remember the magic that I felt. I do limit myself just like a page though, because otherwise I would just get carried away and it would be ridiculous. So let's log today's walk together. The sun was beaming this morning as I ran through the woods. I saw a majestic deer leap in front of me. I really thought it was a dog at first. I will never get over how majestic they are to witness. Next, I was caught off guard by some unravelling ferns. I just love the way they uncurl and greet the world. I then visited the healing trail, the Haraith, and stopped to see some old friends, the wise ones. The trees and landscapes here are growing more and more green by the day. I even stopped off at the Fairies' den to be pleasantly greeted by the first bluebell bud. Thank you, woods. I'll never tire of your spring delights. My day always runs on different beverages, teas, herbal teas and coffees, but recently I've had an abundance of violets growing in my front garden, and I'm so excited to start drinking violet tea for the short season they are out, as they are also packed with vitamin C. I mix hot water with 2 tablespoons worth of flowers. I leave this for a few minutes. And then, if you want to create a beautiful bit of magic, just add lemon and watch the reaction occur. At this point in the day, it is usually late morning, and I like to do something creative, like play piano. But recently, I have been reading a book, this beautiful book called The Land of the Stone Flowers. But this book wasn't written by humans, it was written by the fairy folk, the elves and the gnomes. It is said to have been found within a lily pad in a pond, but at the time it was only the size of a matchbox. However, this matchbox book has since been stretched, published, and now a wonderful book. And really, it's one of those books you can just read aimlessly. It tells tales of the small folk witnessing human people and their strange way of life, the strange suns that light up in their homes at night, the boxes that come to life and have strange moving images in them. It's fascinating to me and really tells how sometimes we as humans are very far away from how naturally it should be. I love reading this book so much because it's just so easy to read. I'm never one of those people that can actually sit down and read a book from start to finish. You can pick it up and then read a couple of pages, and it's just so satisfying for my brain. But I've just come across a quote that I think I'll read out because it's really sweet and it kind of sums up my whole belief system on this morning. And it says, "Big and small humans envy one another. Big humans believe that they've never been as free and happy as they were when they were small. Nothing in their adult life will ever captivate them in the same way as a June bug in a matchbox, looking at the sun through sea glass, nudging a caterpillar with a stick towards an anthill, or telling ghost stories in a secret treehouse. Small humans believe that big humans can do anything. No one forbids them from eating as much candy and ice cream as they want, or from bringing home a pocket full of rocks and shells." Me. "Or from running and jumping into puddles or making funny faces. Big humans are powerful and are free to do whatever they want. That's why small humans put all their dreams into their adult future and lock it with a key. It's just that often, sometimes the key gets lost." Becoming aware of my inner child is the greatest thing I've ever done. People may laugh at me, but I'm living my best dream life. So that's all I can say. An enchanted one. If you ever feel like you have lost your key, do not worry, you will find it again, and you unlock that door and you open a world of endless possibilities for yourself. Thank you for watching, Enchanted Ones. All my love, Alwyn. Why does it come up with the perfect card every time? It's so perfect! And it's green. I love green.